Aldi has been crowned Australia's best supermarket for meats in CanStar Blue's annual awards. The German supermarket chain won 4 of the 6 categories.
Aldi shoppers aren't obsessed with groceries, they're obsessed with the finds. 1 week only, limited quantity, gone before most people know they existed. This isn't shopping, this is treasure hunting. In 2026, the finds reached a new level. Items so good, so absurdly priced, they broke the internet. Today I'm revealing the 9 Aldi finds everyone couldn't stop talking about. In 2026, stick around. Number 1 caused the kind of frenzy usually reserved for Black Friday. 9. Park Street Deli Buffalo Style Chicken Dip, $3.99. January 2026, Aldi released a refrigerated buffalo chicken dip right before the Super Bowl, and the internet collectively lost its ability to talk about anything else. For context, making buffalo chicken dip from scratch requires rotisserie chicken, $7, cream cheese, $4, buffalo sauce, $3, ranch dressing, $4, and shredded cheese, $4. That's $22 in ingredients for one batch. Pre-made buffalo chicken dips at grocery stores cost $6 to $9 for small containers that serve 4 to 6 people. Aldi sold a massive 24-ounce container of restaurant-quality buffalo chicken dip for $3.99, $4 for 2 pounds of the most addictive party dip known to humanity. The specs were impressive. Real chicken, cream cheese base, Frank's Red Hot style buffalo sauce, the perfect ratio of spicy to creamy. Enough dip to feed 10 to 12 people at a party? This wasn't some sad watery dip that separated when you heated it. This was legitimate restaurant caliber buffalo chicken dip that rivaled what you'd pay $12 to $15 for at a bar. The Facebook groups went absolutely insane. Sub just bought 5 containers for the Super Bowl. My store is limiting 2 per customer. This dip is better than what I make from scratch. Posts showed people with shopping carts full of nothing but buffalo chicken dip. We bought 3 containers, tested it at multiple gatherings, served it with tortilla chips, celery, crackers, and bread and bread. Every single time, it was gone within 20 minutes. People were scraping the bowl. The taste was spot on. Tangy buffalo flavor balanced with cool, creamy richness. Generous chunks of real chicken throughout. The texture was perfect. Thick enough to scoop, but not gloopy. It heated beautifully in the oven or microwave without separating or getting oily. The only downside, availability. Stores got massive shipments in January expecting Super Bowl demand. They still sold out. Aldi restocked the week before the Super Bowl. Sold out again within 2 days. By Super Bowl Sunday, people who didn't plan ahead were desperately calling multiple stores. Do you have the buffalo chicken dip? Any buffalo chicken dip? At $3.99 for a container that serves a dozen people, this wasn't just affordable party food. It was proof that convenience and quality don't require premium prices or hours of cooking. The buffalo chicken dip became a viral sensation because it solved a universal problem. Party food is expensive and time-consuming. Aldi delivered restaurant-quality results for less than fast food prices. The buffalo chicken dip proved Aldi could create food hysteria around a $4 refrigerated item. It set the tone for 2026. Prepare for the unexpected, and when you find it, stock up immediately. So the buffalo chicken dip started the year with Super Bowl chaos. Empty shelves, desperate group chat messages. People genuinely stressed about finding party food at a discount grocery store. And you'd think that level of hysteria was unique to food items during major sporting events. That Aldi couldn't possibly replicate that kind of demand with something completely different. But number 8 proved otherwise. Because when Aldi released this next find, the frenzy made the dip launch look like a quiet Tuesday. 8. Huntington Home Weighted Blanket, $24.99. February brought the weighted blanket wars, and Aldi won decisively. Weighted blankets had become mainstream by 2026. Gravity blanket charges $200 to $250. Barabee charges $250 to $300. Even budget brands at Target cost $60 to $100 for a quality weighted blanket. Aldi released 15-pound and 20-pound weighted blankets for $24.99. $25. The construction was legitimate. Glass bead filling distributed evenly in quilted pockets, soft microfiber, or cotton covers depending on the variety. Proper weight distribution that didn't shift or clump. The science behind weighted blankets is solid. The deep pressure stimulation reduces anxiety and improves sleep quality. But the premium pricing had always seemed excessive for what's essentially fabric and glass beads. Aldi proved it was excessive. They delivered the same product for 1/10 the price. The response was unprecedented. Stores sold out within hours. Some locations were empty by 10 a.m. on Wednesday. The Facebook groups became obsessed. Did anyone find them? My store has 3 left. Driving to the next town to check their stock. We bought both weights, used them nightly for 2 months, compared them to a $180 weighted blanket from a specialty brand. The Aldi version is nearly identical. Same weight distribution, same calming effect, same quality construction. The only difference, the premium brand has a removable, washable cover. The Aldi version doesn't. For $24.99 versus $180, you can buy 7 Aldi blankets for the price of 1 premium blanket. Even if you can't wash it as easily, that's irrelevant. One sleep specialist posted, "I recommend weighted blankets to clients constantly. The $200 plus price has always been a barrier." When Aldi released these for $25, I told every client to buy one immediately. The therapeutic benefit is identical regardless of price. Aldi restocked twice in February, sold out both times. By March, weighted blankets were listed on resale sites for $60 to $80, still a deal compared to retail, but triple Aldi's price. The weighted blanket did something remarkable. It proved that wellness products, items marketed as premium self-care investments, are often wildly overpriced. Aldi exposed the markup and delivered the same benefit for a fraction of the cost. The pattern was emerging. Aldi was releasing finds that competed directly with premium brands at prices that seemed impossible. But the espresso machine and weighted blanket were still recognizable product categories. Items you'd expect from a home goods retailer, even if the prices were shockingly low. What came next at number 7 was completely unexpected. A product so specific, so niche, that nobody predicted Aldi would even stock it. And when they did, it became the most controversial find of the year. And if you're already planning your Wednesday morning Aldi runs, hit that like button and subscribe, because the finds ahead get even more impressive. 7. Crane Mini Chainsaw, $59.99. February 2026. Aldi released a battery-powered mini chainsaw. And the internet didn't know whether to laugh or panic buy. A chainsaw at a grocery store for $60. The mini chainsaw wasn't a toy. It was a functional 4-inch cordless chainsaw. Designed for pruning, cutting small branches, and light yard work. Battery-powered, lightweight, safety features included. Premium brands like Milwaukee and DeWalt sell similar mini chainsaws for $150 to $300. Even budget brands cost $80 to $120. Aldi's Crane brand mini chainsaw cost $59.99 with battery and charger included. The reaction split into two camps. Camp 1. This is genius. I've wanted one for yard work but couldn't justify the price. Camp 2. Aldi is selling chainsaws. Chainsaws. What's next? Riding lawnmowers? The DIY community went wild. Homeowners who'd been eyeing mini chainsaws for months suddenly had an affordable entry point. Garden enthusiasts bought multiples for different family members. The skeptics thought it would be cheap junk that barely cut butter. They were wrong. We tested it extensively, cut branches up to 4 inches thick, trimmed hedges, pruned small trees, used it for an entire spring yard cleanup. The mini chainsaw is legitimately capable. The battery lasts 30 to 40 minutes of continuous cutting. The blade is sharp and cuts efficiently. The safety features work properly. It's not a professional tool, but for homeowner use, it's completely adequate. One landscaper posted, "I bought one as a joke. It's now in my truck as a backup tool for quick pruning jobs or when I don't want to haul out the full-size chainsaw. This Aldi mini chainsaw is perfect, and at $60, if it breaks, I'll just buy another." At $59.99 with battery and charger included, this was 60 to 70% cheaper than equivalent tools from established brands. For casual homeowners who needed occasional cutting power, it was perfect. The mini chainsaw wasn't just controversial, it was a statement. Aldi Finds recognize no boundaries. Home goods, electronics, power tools. Nothing is off limits. 3 finds down, 3 viral products, 3 examples of Aldi undercutting premium brands so aggressively that the pricing seemed like errors. But what comes next at number 6 took that ambition to a new level. Not because of price, not because of novelty, but because it challenged an entire industry that's been overcharging consumers for decades. And if you're already planning your Wednesday morning Aldi runs, hit that like button and subscribe, because the finds ahead get even more impressive. 6. Adventurage Camping Gear Set, $49.99. The Adventurage set included a 2-person tent, 2 sleeping bags, 2 camping chairs, a cooler, and a camping lantern. Everything a couple or small family needs for basic camping. Buy those items separately at Dick's Sporting Goods or REI, $200 to $350. Even at budget retailers like Walmart, $120 to $180. Aldi bundled everything for $49.99. The quality wasn't premium. The tent was basic, not weatherproof enough for heavy storms, but adequate for fair weather camping. The sleeping bags were rated to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, suitable for summer camping. The chairs were standard folding chairs. The cooler held 20 cans. Nothing was top of the line, but everything was functional. For families wanting to try camping without investing hundreds in gear, this was perfect. The camping community had mixed reactions. Experienced campers scoffed. "This is cheap junk that'll fall apart." Beginners celebrated. "Finally, I can try camping without spending my whole paycheck." Both were right. This wasn't gear for serious backpackers or extended trips, but for weekend car camping or backyard camping with kids, completely adequate. We tested the set on 3 camping trips. The tent survived moderate wind and light rain. The sleeping bags kept us comfortable in 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit weather. The chairs held weight without collapsing. The cooler kept items cold for a day. One outdoor blogger posted, "The Aldi camping set is perfect for what it is, an entry point. If you discover you love camping, upgrade to better gear, but spending $50 to figure out if camping is Is your thing? That's smart. The outdoor industry wants you to spend $500 before your first trip. Aldi gives you a $50 alternative. The set sold well but didn't create the same frenzy as previous finds. Why? It was too situation specific. Espresso machines, weighted blankets, and mini chainsaws have broad appeal. Camping gear appeals to a narrower audience. But for that audience, families considering camping, college students going to festivals, people wanting backup gear, the value was undeniable. At $49.99 for a complete camping setup, Aldi made outdoor recreation accessible to people who couldn't afford the premium gear that outdoor retailers push. The camping set proved that Aldi Finds could democratize hobbies and activities by removing price barriers. 4. For Finds explored 4 products that challenged premium pricing and gave budget-conscious shoppers access to items they couldn't otherwise afford. But number 5 took a different approach. Because what's coming next isn't about undercutting premium brands. It's about bringing European specialty foods to American Aldi shoppers. And it created a different kind of frenzy. 5. Deutsche Küche German Cordless cookie assortment, $6.99. At specialty stores, German cookie tins cost $15 to $25. Whole Foods charges $18 to $22 for similar quality. Even Amazon prices for imported German cookies run $12 to $20. Aldi sold them for $6.99. The cookies weren't just cheap, they were legitimately excellent. The Lebkuchen were soft and spiced, the Spekulatius were crispy and caramelized. The Pfeffernusse had that characteristic spice and pepper combination. These tasted like they came from a German bakery. The Instagram food community went wild. Photos of the tin became ubiquitous. Food bloggers posted reviews. European expatriates posted nostalgic messages. These taste exactly like the cookies from home. The appeal was partly quality, partly novelty, partly aesthetics. The tin was beautifully designed, vintage European artwork that looked premium. People kept the tins after finishing the cookies, using them for storage or decoration. We compared the Aldi cookies to a $19 tin from a German import store. Blind taste test with 8 people. 5 couldn't tell the difference. 3 preferred the Aldi cookies, described them as fresher and less sweet. One food historian posted, "Aldi's German cookies are authentic. The recipes are traditional. The quality matches what you'd buy in Germany. At $6.99, this isn't just a good deal. It's an opportunity to experience European baking traditions without traveling or paying specialty store prices." At $6.99, the German cookie assortment did something unique among finds. It educated American shoppers about European food traditions while delivering exceptional quality at accessible prices. The cookies proved Aldi Finds could introduce cultural experiences, not just products. 5 finds down. 5 products spanning completely different categories. Appliances, wellness, tools, outdoor gear, specialty foods, all delivering value that challenge premium pricing. Now, number 4 is not the most exciting, not the most Instagram-worthy, but the find that made everyday life measurably better for thousands of Aldi shoppers. 4. Easy Home Cordless Dog Stick Vacuum, $79.99. This isn't novel, but it solved a real problem at a price point that made premium vacuums look ridiculous. Dyson cordless vacuums cost $400 to $700. Shark cordless models cost $200 to $400. Even budget brands cost $120 to $200 for a decent cordless stick vacuum. Aldi released an Easy Home cordless stick vacuum for $79.99. The specs were competitive. 45 minutes of runtime on a single charge. 2 power modes, LED headlights, converts to handheld, washable HEPA filter, multiple attachments included. This wasn't a novelty item you'd use once. This was a legitimate cleaning tool. The reaction was cautiously optimistic. Shoppers had been burned by cheap vacuums before. Would this actually work, or was it destined for the trash? The reviews started appearing within days, and they were shockingly positive. Works as well as my $300 shark. Suction is impressive. Battery lasts long enough to vacuum my entire house. Best $80 I've spent this year. We tested it against a $350 Dyson. The Aldi vacuum had 85% of the suction power, 80% of the battery life, and all the essential features. It wasn't quite as refined. The attachments weren't as elegant, but functionally, it cleaned floors effectively. One cleaning professional posted, "I bought the Aldi vacuum skeptically. It's now my primary vacuum for quick cleanups. The suction is strong enough for daily use. The battery lasts long enough for most jobs. And at $80, if it lasts 2 years, I've gotten my money's worth." My Dyson costs $600 and does essentially the same thing. The vacuum didn't create lines at stores. It didn't sell out in hours, but it sold consistently and generated overwhelmingly positive reviews. This was the find that shoppers bought, used daily, and genuinely appreciated. Aldi restocked multiple times through summer. Unlike limited run finds, the vacuum had staying power. It became a regular recommendation in cleaning groups and budget-friendly home advice forums. At $79.99, the cordless vacuum proved that essential home tools don't require premium prices. Aldi delivered practical functionality at a price accessible to everyone. 6 finds explored. 6 products demonstrating Aldi's range. From premium espresso machines to practical cleaning tools. From controversial power tools to cultural food experiences. But we're entering the top 3 now. And everything changes here. Because number 3 isn't just a good deal. It is a technological product that competed directly with major brands in a category where Aldi had no business competing. And it shocked everyone who tried it. 3. Binatone wireless earbuds, $29.99. July brought wireless earbuds, and the audio community couldn't believe what Aldi had done. Apple AirPods cost $249. Samsung Galaxy Buds cost $89 to $149. Even budget brands like Anchor cost $50 to $80 for decent wireless earbuds. Aldi released Binatone wireless earbuds with active noise cancellation for $29.99. $30 with ANC with 6-hour battery life, with a charging case providing 24 hours total runtime. The specs seemed too good. The price seemed impossible. The audio community was skeptical. These are going to be garbage. Aldi can't possibly deliver functional earbuds at $30. We bought them. So did thousands of tech reviewers and curious shoppers, and the consensus was unanimous. These earbuds are shockingly good. The sound quality was better than it had any right to be. Good bass response, clear mids, decent highs, not audiophile grade, but better than $100 earbuds from established brands. The active noise cancellation actually worked. Not a Bose level noise cancellation, but effective enough to block ambient noise out on planes, trains, and buses. The battery life matched the claims, 6 hours of playback. The case provided 4 additional charges. That's 30 hours total, enough for a week of commuting. The fit was comfortable, multiple ear tip sizes included. Water resistance for sweat and light rain. Touch controls that actually worked reliably. Tech YouTubers made comparison videos. Aldi earbuds versus AirPods became a trending topic. The verdict: Aldi earbuds delivered 75 to 80% of the AirPods experience at 23% of the price. One audio engineer posted, "I tested the Aldi earbuds with professional equipment. The frequency response is remarkably flat. The ANC reduces ambient noise by 15 to 18 decibels. Not as much as Sony's flagship earbuds, but impressive for $30. These are the best value in wireless audio I've ever seen." The earbuds sold out in 3 days. Aldi restocked in August, sold out again in 2 days. By September, they were listed on resale sites for $60 to $80. The demand was so intense that Aldi made them a regular stock item in some regions. They recognized they'd created a category-defining product. At $29.99, the wireless earbuds didn't just undercut premium brands. They made expensive earbuds seem like a scam. They proved that audio quality doesn't require $200 plus investments. The earbuds were the technological triumph of 2026, the find that made tech enthusiasts and budget shoppers equally excited. 7 finds down. 7 products that redefined what discount grocery stores could offer. 7 examples of Aldi competing in categories where they had no traditional presence. And we're almost at the peak, because the top 2 finds aren't just products. They were phenomena, cultural moments, items that transcended retail and became legitimate news stories. 2 crane stand mixer, $69.99. Aldi just released a stand mixer for $69.99. And the baking community lost its collective mind. KitchenAid stand mixers. This site costs $300 to $600. Cuisinart mixers cost $200 to $400. Even budget stand mixers cost $120 to $200. Aldi sold a 4.5-quart stand mixer with 6 speeds, multiple attachments, and a powerful motor for $70. The announcement came via social media leaks days before the official release. Baking groups went into planning mode. Who's going Wednesday morning? What time does your store open? I'm bringing my mom so we can get 2. Wednesday arrived. Stores opened. Within 2 hours, most locations were completely sold out. The Facebook groups exploded with photos. Got mine. My store's already out. There's a line of 30 people outside. Some stores had lines before opening. People were camping out for a stand mixer at a grocery store. This was unprecedented in Aldi history. The mixer itself was impressive. Die-cast metal construction, 400-watt motor, planetary mixing action, included dough hook, whisk, and flat beater, multiple colors available. We tested it extensively, made bread dough, whipped meringue, creamed butter and sugar for cookies, mixed cake batter. The mixer handled everything capably. Compare it to a $400 KitchenAid. The Aldi mixer is louder, the bowl is slightly smaller, and the build quality isn't quite as refined. But functionally, it performs the same tasks equally well. One professional baker posted, "I own a $500 KitchenAid for my business. I bought the Aldi mixer for my home kitchen. For home baking, it's completely adequate. The KitchenAid is over-engineered for most people's needs. Unless you're baking daily in large quantities, the Aldi mixer will serve you perfectly." The controversy came from resellers. People bought multiple mixers and listed them on Facebook Marketplace and eBay for $150 to $200. Aldi shoppers were furious. Resellers are ruining it for people who actually want to use them. The stand mixer did something remarkable. It made stand mixers accessible to casual bakers who couldn't justify $300 to $400 for occasional use. It democratized home baking. At $69.99, this wasn't just a discount, it was transformative. It gave thousands of people access to a tool that would expand their cooking capabilities. 8 finds explored. 8 products that challenged industries, disrupted pricing, and gave consumers access to items they couldn't otherwise afford. But everything, the espresso machine, the weighted blanket, the chainsaw, the vacuum, the earbuds, the mixer, all of it built to this one find. The number one most talked about Aldi find of 2026 isn't the most expensive. It's not the most technologically advanced, but it created a cultural moment unlike anything else. 1. Garden Line Raised Garden Bed Kit, $29.99. Aldi just released raised garden bed kits for $29.99, and it became the biggest retail story of the year. Here's why. In 2025 to 2026, home gardening exploded. Inflation made groceries expensive. People wanted fresh vegetables. TikTok made gardening trendy. Everyone suddenly wanted a garden. Premium raised bed kits cost $80 to $150. Even budget versions cost $50 to $80. Many people wanted to garden but couldn't afford the startup costs. Aldi's kit included everything: 4 composite wood panels, corner brackets, fabric liner, and soil. The bed was 4 by 4 feet, substantial enough for serious vegetable gardening. The announcement went viral immediately. Gardening TikTok exploded. Instagram gardening accounts promoted it. YouTube gardeners made videos. Aldi is selling raised beds for $30. This changes everything. The Wednesday release was chaos. Stores sold out in hours. Many locations sold out before noon. The parking lots were packed. People were buying multiple kits to build larger gardens. The restocks couldn't keep up with demand. Aldi brought them back in November, sold out in days. December, same thing. The raised garden bed became the most sought-after item Aldi had ever sold. We built one, filled it with soil, planted vegetables, used it through fall and into winter. The bed is solid. The materials are weather-resistant. The construction is simple and sturdy compared to premium raised beds. The Aldi version uses composite material instead of cedar. It's not as aesthetically refined, but functionally, it grows vegetables just as effectively. One urban farmer posted, "I built a garden using 4 Aldi raised bed kits. Total cost, $120. A comparable setup from a garden center would cost $400 to $600. I'm growing $1,000 plus worth of vegetables per year." The Aldi beds paid for themselves in one season. The cultural impact was significant. Aldi made gardening accessible to people who couldn't afford the premium equipment that garden centers push. News outlets covered it. How Aldi democratized home gardening. The $30 garden bed that started a movement. The environmental angle was compelling too. Growing your own food reduces carbon footprint. Supporting pollinators improves local ecosystems. Aldi's affordable bed removed the financial barrier to participation. At $29.99, the raised garden bed wasn't just a product, it was a catalyst. It enabled thousands of people to start growing food. It made sustainable living more accessible. It proved that environmental stewardship shouldn't require wealth. The raised garden bed defined 2026 as the year Aldi Finds transcended retail and became cultural phenomena. If this guide helps you understand what makes Aldi Finds special and which items are worth hunting for, hit that like button and subscribe. We're tracking Aldi Finds throughout 2026, so you never miss the next viral product. Check out the video on your screen. We're predicting the biggest Aldi Finds for 2026, and some of them are going to blow your mind.